the heart of a warrior. What does it mean to be one? Determination, aggressiveness, overcoming. Teams depend on these hungry souls. It takes more than just strength. It takes more than just practice. There are so many warriors out there. So we return to crown a new champion. So squad up.
Looking for two, here comes Mythic around the corner. Great time out of first, he doesn't finish the kill. They got killed towards the point. 5 more seconds is all that...
It's match day.
Still in the driver's seat of the series, but if Monolithic wants to make that change, now is a good time to start. Out of Knights Templar, a free 40 seconds, now another 15. They're gonna get basically a full 60 on P4.
I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
Hope is hope right now. Oh, Lord! Oh,
Feed him, 7 league, season 3 thus far. God damn it, I'm hyped. K7, you just got a trade here.
What is going on, K7 family? My name is Kimchi, and I am joined here by the amazing Graph the Giraffe. And tonight, we are going to be your casters for tonight's epic matchup between Vovin ESports and Neoteric. Now, first things first, before we get things started here, Graph, how are you doing tonight, my man?
I'm doing great. I haven't casted for the K7 in quite some time, so it feels to be good. Feels good to be back in their booth and be able to cast with you again. I'm not sure if we casted on this one together or another stream, but hey, I'm glad to be here, and I hope you're having a good night as well.
Of course, man. I mean, obviously, this is the pretty much last match before we head into the playoffs here, and, I gotta say, man, both of these squads have been able to pretty much fight their way through and qualify for playoffs. If you do not know how it works, pretty much in each group, it is 3 or 4 teams in each group, and as long as you make it to the top 3, you should be able to make it to playoffs. Of course, the teams fighting here tonight, Vovin ESports and Neoteric, while they may have qualified for playoffs, are both fighting for that winner's bracket. Whoever is able to make it to that second place spot in their division will be able to move on to winner's bracket into playoffs. However, if you are in 3rd place, you still will make it to playoffs. However, you're going to be in loser's bracket, and that might not be the best start for you there.
Yeah, and just kind of looking at this division, Tree Gaming clearly at the top, 3-0, 9-0. That's exactly what you want to see. But across the board, you see NOLA Flight, of course, a phenomenal organization as well. Team Mist. But it is Treaty 1. They are sitting at 9-0. So they have confirmed themselves that #1 seed. And like you said, both these teams, they have confirmed themselves for playoffs. It's just a matter of who's going to start in that winners, who's going to start in that losers. And honestly, this is going to be a great series, I think. And I want to give a big shout out to Obscure Technologies because they are the ones who are helping show these division standings. But let's go on into the roster of Vovin Esports and kind of take a look at those players. Kimchi, what are you going to tell us about them?
I mean, looking at it now, man, I think when it comes to stats, they both, this team definitely seems to look a lot better. Amity especially, man. I mean, this guy has a 6.44 KD in the Search and Destroy. I mean, that is absolutely outstanding. I think that might be the highest Search and Destroy KD in the entirety of the league. So we all know, we know for sure, for a fact, that when it comes to the Search and Destroy, this guy is gonna absolutely turn up here. And of course, Katz is a former K7 League champion, so we all know that if he's able to win one season, he definitely can try and do it again this time. And S2 and Yuria are both two players that I'm very familiar with, and I know are formidable opponents. Of course, they are able to put up a very good fight, and I know this team definitely is going to do very well here in this match.
I couldn't agree with you more, and I think this is S2's debut as well for the K7, so welcome to the league, my friend. You're going to have a good series to start off with, but now let's go and talk about the roster from NeotericGG. And like you said, it was more on the side of Vovin that had maybe the stats, and you're kind of looking across the board, and it's going to be Sensitivity who's leading that squad with an overall of 1.14 KD, and then you have It's Lucent who's sitting at an unfortunate 0.72. And what you are really needing from that player is clearly to step it up when it comes to this series, because remember, this is a big one. If you win it, you go to winners. You lose it, you're down in that losers bracket, and then it's one and done essentially from there. And then, of course, Zeus, very familiar with that player as well. Roughly around a 0.9 KD, but it is the respawns that has really eluded Zeus's gameplay. It's the Search and Destroy and Control that's been able to elevate that player to the next level. And then ISOS, we don't really have too much stats, but I'm just curious what he can get done.
Of course, I mean, I've casted Neoteric before, and I gotta say, man, you know, they're able to be a decent team. I think last time that I had casted them, they went up against the Orlando Outlaws, who unfortunately were kicked out of playoff contention. But, you know, they were able to put up a decent fight overall against those guys. So, I mean, they definitely can do something here. I've seen Sensitivity. He has done a fairly decent job and has proven to be a very good player here. But, of course, he's playing against a team of another caliber here with Vovin, as they have been showing to be a very, very good Search and Destroy team. And if I remember correctly, Neoteric may not have been good in that. I think they actually lost the Search and Destroy when they played up against Orlando Outlaws. So may not be the strongest mode here for them, but obviously maybe those respawns can be what they are, trying to do well in. Based off of what we've seen. But as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the maps and modes real quick here, just to see what we're working with. Of course, we have Embassy to start off on that map 1, Fortress for that map number 2, Hotel for map number 3, and then map 4 is Mercado and El Asilo for that map number 5. Of course, these maps and modes provided to you by Get Good Technologies, amazing people over there. And I gotta say, man, this is a wide variety of maps. You don't really get to see that all the time here. So, Graf, I mean, what do you got to say about this?
Thank the Lord there's not 3 hotels, because I am sick of that map. I swear everybody always wants to have a hotel map. But talking about the Embassy hardpoint, this is one where it really harps on your rotations. Granted, it's typically a more scrappier map, though, which is kind of interesting because it's so large, and it's really going to come down to that P3 and P4 if you can hold those successfully. And if you get a clean wipe while you're up at that AC hill, it matters all the difference, because you're going to spawn them all the way at the back admin, and they have to track across. And if your ARs are gunning, it's going to make it that much more difficult. And then when it comes to Fortress for that map too, like you said, it's Vovin that hold the clear edge when it comes to search and destroy. I mean, a 6.44 KD, that's something a little scary. And Amenity, you have to imagine, is going to be able to tear it up, then going on into that map 3. Hotel Control has kind of been one of those toss-ups, but ever since this game has came out, it progressively has gotten more offensive heavy than defense.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes to the offense on a control, everything is about just holding down bedroom control, man. I mean, you're able to take down A fairly quickly. You know, of course, you're spawning right next to it. You could pretty much get that done and dusted, get that extra minute on the time. But I think the thing that makes attacking on control so powerful is that you're spawning close to bedroom, so the defense squad has to try their best to hold you down, and honestly, when they're getting flooded by 4 players all at the same time, that can be very, very difficult. And obviously, when it comes to that B side, you know, top bedroom control is really what basically makes it, you know, it basically what makes it difficult to hold, man. If you do not have bedroom control, you're going to get absolutely wiped out, and that's something that you got to look out for if you are in control. If you're on defense, whether you're on defense or attack, that's really what you got to look into. But obviously, we got to see how both of these squads are going to perform. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of potential here. Neoteric and Vovin both have qualified for playoffs, so not really anything too much to worry about here. They're not going to get eliminated, but obviously you want to start off in that winner's bracket, and you want to try and start off in the best position as possible. That's really the goal here for both of these squads tonight.
You summed it up perfectly, and everybody, let's hop on into the map 1 presented by Grilla. Big shout out to those sponsors as we are heading on into this MSC map 1, and you got to see the stat line on the board, and it's actually the side of Neoteric that holds the edge when it comes to KD. Not by much. I think it was a 1.14 to a 1.17, but in the respawns, Neoteric hold the edge. But when it comes to that search and destroy, you gotta watch out for Vovin.
Yeah, let's see how they're going to be able to do here. I think this is kind of a must-win map already for the side of Neoteric, because you head into that search and destroy. If you're not able to take map 1, you're already down 2-0 in the series, and that's not how you want to be positioned. But so far, man, it does seem like Neoteric are going to get some of this time here. They do got the good spawns, can definitely try and hold down P2 if they can, but it does seem like they're going to be mainly focused here on this P1, holding it down for their squad. Yuria going to come in for the Chow, finds Zeus. Can he find another one here? Oh, he finds Lucid as well. Can he pick up sensitivity? Oh my goodness. Misses the shots there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to pick up the 3-piece, but not too much of a crazy start for either squad. I think they're both mainly focused on holding down P2 here, but Neoteric grabbing some of this time. Maybe you want to try and focus on here on P2, as it does seem like Vovin might be in favor here.
Yeah, it's Yurio trying to hold down the back line, but should get the reinforcements from the front. But guess who it is? It's iSauce cutting down the players from Neoteric, and Amity comes in with a big double, and that should be the P2 going to Vovin. I know we're talking about this is a must-win map 1 for Neoteric, and for the side of Vovin, maybe this is the reason why they brought in S2, is because their slay power or their respawns weren't necessarily as strong as they could be, and already sitting at 2 and 3, not necessarily needing to do a whole bunch, just lock down those long lanes of sights, and it is clearly paying off because it is 3 dead, and Vovin, they are getting that early control of P2, but already it's going to be the rotations for Neoteric. This is a great start for the side of Vovin.
Yeah, of course, and you know, talking about S2, man, I mean, this guy, when I, you know, from what I remember casting him, he definitely is a very strong AR player, and in a map like Embassy, that's kind of what you need to have, you know. ARs are really what are going to be what allows you to, you know, make your rotations, make your plays, and S2 is a very strong AR player, so definitely something, you know, you would like to have on the side of Vovin, and from what we can tell here, it's something kind of paying off, but of course, heading into P3, it is Lucent who's able to pick up that 2-piece there in orange, trying to hold it down for his squad, and Neoteric holding down this P3 very nicely here, holding it down, making sure that they do not get Vovin around a hill. However, Sensitivity, the last man standing, has to try and go strong here for his squad, as he's able to try and stay alive, but unfortunately going to get taken down. The forces of Vovin just too powerful for him to really withstand, and a Neoteric, while still putting up a decent fight, Vovin still breaking them down piece by piece. And again, they got to try and make sure that they do not lose so many of these rotational gunfights. Make sure that they are not, you know, losing the control against Vovin here. Because again, I feel like Vovin is just one of those teams where if you just continuously give them these opportunities to, you know, hold down these hills, they're just going to run away with them, man. And from at least I can tell, that's kind of what we're beginning to see here.
Yeah, I love how you pointed that out. Vovin, they've been they have just been getting a lot of this scrap time, and it already shows in the score line as it's gonna be roughly a 45-point game. But like you said, Neoteric, they need to hold on to this admin, and it's gonna come down to Zeus in the back. Can he take down one more? Gets tagged up by one of those Semtexes. Is Cassie trying to take the gunfight, but it's S2 coming in from the flank, and just like that, again, it's another breakdown. But guess who's on 7 in a row? It's S2. The debut for this young gun going big on the side of Vovin. And granted, they got 3 members down, but still, they're just not getting as much time as I would like to see. So a few fundamental flaws, I think, in their gameplay, and maybe that comes with adding a new player to that roster, but they're getting 3 or 4 down, but they're hopping on it about 10 or 15 seconds late and hopping off at some interesting times. And right there, you get the few kills. And once again, it's going to be one player from Neoteric in this new hill. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have any support as of yet.
Yeah, and something to point out here, Graph, I was paying attention to the stats, and I gotta say, Vovin definitely has the slaying power in their hand. You see S2, 14-5, Amity, 11-8, doing a great job here, and if you can imagine if Yuria and Cats can step it up in the slaying power, this would definitely be a stomp. I mean, so far, it pretty much kind of has been, as the Vovin have already crossed the 100-point mark and are looking to grab some more time. However, Neoteric looking to make the break-in happen here, but Sauce able to actually win that big 1v1 gunfight there to be able to at least grab some time, but it's Cats with the quick trade to take him down just like that. And so far, man, Vovin are looking pretty damn good here. Now, I kind of want to see what the comms are sounding like here for the side of Vovin Esports. So how about we go into a listening real quick, see what their comms are sounding like. As so far, they are having a very strong map 1 performance.
Where top week.
Yeah, I'm hitting P2. I'm hitting P2.
Bridge, I mean,
gas me, one gas. Zeus is gas.
I'm dead.
Top paper, I think he's going top cat. Zeus is going top cat. He's climbing the ladder right now. Top cat.
Oh, right side.
I'm going top paper. I'm going top paper.
I'm just staying up right now. Hey, top AC.
Yeah, top.
Yo, stay down, Casey.
AC dead.
Okay,
I'm
nice.
Yo, what's flanking paper?
Xbox?
If you're top bridge,
Xbox side.
Top paper.
Bridge you.
Paper dead.
I'm looking, top embassy.
No, he got me.
One gas.
Bathroom, one shot. Absolute top paper. Bathroom,
I spawned B2.
Nothing left side embassy, I'm holding it.
I got all the guys.
Top embassy.
One more red. On
yeah,
P1. He's on my trophy. He's laying down on my trophy.
Top paper 1. I don't know if you killed him or not.
I kill him.
Spawn Xbox.
Top orange on me.
Yo, P4. 2 P4. They're hitting out the back. They're hitting out the back street. That street.
Heard you.
I spawned P2.
Yeah, I'm marking gas. I'm marking gas.
I think one's
And coming back from that listening with the side of Vovin, and I believe it was actually Yuria doing a phenomenal job. As it was S2 though, kind of giving a few call-outs. Amity also tuning up early Catsy that was actually doing a good. They're filling in the gaps.
Yeah, honestly, man, I mean, even though Cats and Yuri are not really doing too impressive there in the stats, I mean, they're just doing their roles, man. I mean, Cats obviously over a minute on the hill time, doing his best, just staying alive for his squad, and it's really paying off here, man. And Amity and S2 really doing a lot of that slaying work here for their squad, and it's paying off. Neoteric having a lot of trouble here as Lucent 7-21 really needs to step it up sooner or later if they do want to try and make some sort of comeback happen here. Zeus trying to stay competitive, so is Sensitivity. Both of them trying their best. Soft could do a little bit better overall, but I mean, hey man, he's trying his best as well. But man, so far again, my point still stands. Vovin has still had the better slaying power, and it's just really becoming a bit of a problem here heading later on into this map. And again, Vovin holding it down here. Neoteric really needs to hold down these P3 if they do want to try and at least stay competitive. But again, it is Vovin hopping onto that hill and beginning to grab that time.
And we were talking about this before the map 1. It's Lucien kind of being the question mark, right? Sitting at an overall of 0.72. We said that he needed to step up in a big way and just has not yet found his groove when it comes to this map 1. 9 and 23, sitting about 2.5 times negative. That is just not going to get it done, and it shows in the scoreline. You're down by 100 points. The ended up finding a few kills and could find this next one, but no, Yuria just guns him right out of the socks. And again, it is so tough for the side of Neoteric because they're finally starting to get some scrap, but again, S2 goes big, 30 and 14. Amity also 26 and 18.
Jesus, man. I mean, it's just looking so bad here for the side of Neoteric. They're not really getting a lot done here on this map whatsoever. Like I said, AR presence is very important in a map like Embassy because if your ARs are frying, the map is pretty much free for your taking. You know, you can run around, you can basically go wherever you want, but you know, if the ARs are not frying on your team, you're basically pretty much stuck, and that's what we're seeing here with Neoteric. Their ARs are really not doing that great of a job right now, and they're just not finding a lot of, you know, good time. They're not finding a lot of good map control overall, and that's really what's been kind of being the problem here for the side of Neoteric. Vovin, however, are doing a phenomenal job, and granted, you know, you have Yuria who's 13 and 21 right now, not doing too amazing of a job, but when you have Amidity who's actually doing crazy stuff here, and S2 who has been frying his heart out, I mean, you don't even need to have that much of an impressive KD, as you got two teammates who are pretty much doing an outstanding job at that, you know. I mean, Vovin really just shutting down Neoteric left, right, and center.
And that was probably their best hill was on that P4. They finally had a little bit of middle of the map control. They had the hallways covered, so that's exactly what they wanted to get done, and now they have the rotation here to this cafeteria. Unfortunately, sensitivity will go down, and honestly, it's kind of a big risk for Vovin to bring in a new player in S2 right at the last week, because Sino, the player that they replaced, was a 1.72 led the team in KD when it came to the respawn. So it's a big question, but S2 has clearly stepped up in a big way as, oh my goodness, the side of Neoteric though, these past few hills, they've been looking pretty good and they've been getting a good chunk of time. Unfortunately, it's still a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, we're heading into the third set of rotations right now. I mean, Vovin only really need to have one solid hold here on one of these hills, and that's pretty much the map there. So Neoteric really going to have to make sure they hold these next couple of hills as much as they possibly can here in order for them to really be able to get back into it, man. But so far, heading into the third set of rotations, it's once again Vovin on this P1, looking to maybe try and hold it here, but it also seems like they're more focused again on just making sure that Neoteric are nowhere near the spawns for P2, as they want to try and chain this hill together if this needs to happen here. But S2 gonna get taken down. Zeus with a massive two-piece. Zeus also stepping it up on the slaying power here. 31 and 28, not doing too bad of a job. Again, if you can see a little bit more from the teammates, that's gonna be great. Sensitivity also finding another great kill. 29 and 17. Again, there's a lot of potential here for Neoteric, but they do need to try and step it up a little bit more here if they do want to compete against Vovin, who do have two players who are not doing too hot right now. So honestly, this is pretty much Neoteric. If they can bring it up, if their players can step it up here, this might be a decent little comeback here.
Yeah, it would be a 110-point comeback if they end up pulling this one off, and it will be the P2 spawns that are going to Vovin, but they haven't been able to win the gunfights. But look at the clock. It is 25 seconds left, Kimchi. You don't see this very often, and I think that they're just going to play this one smart. And yeah, if you're Vovin, just play around the hill. You don't need to do anything too special. You take down a few more players, but now it's 15 seconds, and you are just bleeding this clock dry. Smart plays from the side of Vovin, but look at the stat line for S2, 38 and 23, 40 seconds in the hill as they're still finding all the kills, make it all four down, and they are going to stay off, and that should be game, set, match. Vovin, they are going to take this hardpoint map 1, 210 to 167. What a scoreline.
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't even paying attention to the time limit. Yeah, you know, we don't really see those things kind of come down to the time, you know, very often. It's always usually a stomp or a very competitive map, but no, man, I mean, Vovin, they played it smart. They played it smartly, and they knew the time was in their favor. They knew that all they needed to do was hold out Neoteric away from their spawn, and they already had pretty good map control and had amazing AR presence. So that was pretty much an easy job for them, man. I mean, S2, 41 and 23, again, doing some amazing stuff with that AR in hand and just absolutely just taking it over here. Amazing debut performance here for the side of S2 without a doubt.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. Like you said, they did the smart thing, I guess, bringing him in. They knew that maybe one of the players was having a little bit of a downside in Sino, and they bring in S2 and clearly filled in that gap, filled the role successfully. But now heading on into the match 2 search and destroy. Again, this is another one for the side of Vovin that's going to look good, and it's going to be the Fortress. Like you said, they have Amity sitting at 6.44 KD, leading probably the entire league. We would have to kind of skim through those stats once again, but if you were Neoteric, they kind of had a little bit of a slow start, and it was due to Lucian not really getting off to that, on the right foot. So when it comes to the search and destroy, I think you need to play it a little bit slower because this team doesn't feel like they're very fast-paced. They're relying on the ARs to find a lot of those kills. There's some machine gun. Their presence just isn't quite there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if your ARs are frying, man, even if they're taking over the map, if your SMGs aren't able to capitalize off of that, it's pretty much pointless, I mean, it really cannot get a lot done, and that's what we saw there with Neoteric, and I gotta say, if that's how the hardpoint went down, I'm very, very scared for Neoteric in that search and destroy, man. Because especially with it being Fortress, with Amity, that 6.44, you know what that screams to me? It screams aggressiveness. It screams that this guy is gonna be confident. He's gonna just run into the enemy team and just gun them down. Because he knows that he has the, the better gunny here, man. I mean, that guy, alongside S2, really took it over in the slaying department for Vovin. So honestly, that's gotta be something you gotta look forward to, man. That's gotta be something that you gotta look into if you're on Neoteric, Maybe the player you want to try and shut down, focus on taking over, just making sure that he's not a presence on the map. That's really what you gotta try and hope for here. And also hope that none of his teammates step it up, man. I mean, S2 also showing he has a lot of presence on the map. Yuria and, oh my god, I don't remember the fourth player. My memory is so bad right now. But yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, Katsi, I'm so sorry. Katsi, they didn't really have that amazing of a performance overall. I mean, they did their job on the map, but, if they step it up here in the search and destroy, oof, that's also going to be a very big problem here for Neoteric.
Neoteric, they need to find those first bloods and isolate a lot of their gunfights. That's going to be the biggest thing for them. And like you said, it's shutting down Amity because the 6.44, we're just going to keep saying that stat because it's absolutely ridiculous. You just do not see that very often when it comes to this type of competition and competitiveness that he's able to keep up in those regards. But before we head on in to that map 2, we are going to cut it to a short break. Oh, wait. Oh, no, we're not going quite yet. I guess we're about to load on in, so that's my bad. I apologize. But yeah, like you said, going on in to this map 2, you need to see a little bit more success, I think, when it comes to your submachine guns, because Fortress, you can bring out the sniper, not necessarily all the time, but you're relying on your submachine guns to find that pressure.
Yeah, honestly, man. I mean, with a map that's so small, like Fortress, obviously, teams in the Search and Destroy tend to just play literally right at their spawn. That's what we see all the time. They just sit in their spawn, and they wait for people to push them, and that's pretty much how Fortress S&D is played out here, man. But, I mean, again, a lot of opportunities to really go out and just find these massive multi-kills, just come in and absolutely take it over here. And let's see if they can do that here as we start off on the side of Vovin, as they're looking to try and get a hot start here. Again, bringing that momentum in from that P1 or that map 1. See if they can bring that into this map 2 and see if they can just once again take it over.
And it's already Lucy coming out with the first blood. The nade is down because remember, they don't have trophies or that dead silence to work with, and everything just kind of is being patient. And Yuria finds a beautiful angle.
Oh my god.
Who is it? It's Amity who doubles him on up, and Yuria finds the third, and that is a 3 or 4 player swing. Vovin, oh goodness, Amity, he is starting to already slay. In fact, has found 2 kills and should be able to find this last one onto Sauce as long as he doesn't really give this one up for free.
Yeah, Sauce has got to watch out, because look at Amity in the back. Oh my goodness, did he even realize that he was in the spawn? Vovin with a nice start here in the Search and Destroy, going to go up 1-0 now. And I got to say, man, Amity already beginning to heat things up here. Found 3 kills in that Search and Destroy. Again, what I was talking about before we head into this map too, man. I mean, Amity is a player you want to look out for if you're on the side of Neoteric, the player you want to try and shut down as much as possible. He is the S&D star for not only this team, but for the entirety of this league, you know? So if you can try and make sure that he, you know, doesn't go straight into your team and just mow everyone down, that's really what you got to focus on here. But Vovin looking to maybe focus here on this B push. Not really something you see a lot here. Lucent having to do something crazy, but he has 3 players shooting at him. I don't know how he's still alive. Oh my goodness, finds Yuria, and oh wow, Vovin, oh my goodness.
No. Oh my goodness, Lucian, oh my god, are you kidding me? Get the trade, Lucian, what are you doing? You have him on a one-shot, and it's not even working with Dead Silence. That's the thing. So he's making these plays without being sneaky, so he is just gunning people left and right. Zeus is about to, oh my goodness, I might have spoke too soon, that caster curse right there, but the man almost pulled off essentially a 1v4. And if he got that gunfight, Lucian, my goodness, you almost threw that round with not going after him for that kill.
I mean, to be honest, it was kind of insane how he somehow survived that first few seconds of the round when he was trapped in a corner with, I think, 3 or 4 members of Vovin literally staring him down. So the fact that he was even alive in that round, or not first blooded, was pretty insane to me. But, I mean, the fact that Amity nearly got that, I mean, insane stuff. But, you know, at least Neoteric not going to allow Vovin to get a crazy win here, but either way, it's going to be that instant takeover on the A side for Vovin, just going to instantly start making their way over. They got the trophy system in their favor here, and they're going to start pushing out aggressively, and let's see how that's going to go for them here, as it's now 2v1, and oh no, it is Amity on the side of Vovin. Gotta be a player you watch out for. Sensitivity and Zeus. Again, the 2 highlight players for Neoteric. Maybe they can get it done here, but they gotta be careful with Amity, man. This guy is a loose cannon.
He absolutely is. Knows he has to go and pick up the bomb, but look who is sitting back there. It's Sensitivity, and Zeus is starting to work up the middle of the map. Might get some really bad timing or really good.
Oh!
Nope, it will be Neoteric. Getting back-to-back rounds, and they are shutting down Amity. I mean, still 6-2. But either way, you've gotten into that 1v2 situation. You don't let those rounds slip away. And those matter a bunch, because I have a feeling with having that 6.44, he has been able to get those clutch moments. So denying him the ice in these early rounds, that's a great way to start it off.
Yeah, 100%, and, you know, and maybe they're kind of playing this very differently here. You know, you would think that they may want to have focused on Amity and shutting him down. No, they're taking down his 3 other teammates and leaving Amity in these 1vx scenarios that are just very difficult to really, you know, handle here, man. Obviously, Amity, you know, one of the best search and destroy players here in this league, but obviously in a lot of these, you know, 1vx scenarios can't always just take it over here, man. But let's see if he can do it again. Yuri gonna get the first blood here. Amity finds another one again, and he's still putting up in that KD department. Bomb gonna get planted down on A. Amity finds another one. Oh my goodness, Lucent at least gonna shut him down there, and it's gonna be an even 2v2. I spoke too soon. Sensitivity left in the 1v2 here. Bomb is down. Gotta try and figure out how you're gonna want to approach this here. Trying to find S2 in the back, but he's not gonna be a very easy kill. Cat's just gonna come in, take him over. Vovin Esports tie things up now once again, 2-2.
Cats must have got a really bad timing from iSauce, because he came in through that top side window and then ended up going right through those double doors and taking the player down off the bomb. Thankfully, it was planted, but Catsy was sitting in that top railings position and maybe watching the right side and not the left. So iSauce got a really good Call of Duty timing, found that gap, and was at least able to make it even with the bomb planter going down. Still, the defense in Amity getting 2 kills. It was too strong for Neoteric to get that full retake.
Yeah, honestly, and I just heard a sniper shot coming in there. I'm not sure who that was from, but my god, what a way to start things off here if he were to have got that kill. But anyways, Cat's going to be the first one taken down here for the side of Vovin already, and not a very good start here for them, as they're trying to, again, hold down this A side and maybe trying to make sure that Neoteric doesn't get an easy plant. Amity with the sniper here, see what he can find, might be able to get Sensitivity if he gets some good timing, unless Sensitivity able to get some amazing COD timing once again here. Oh, and he's able to outgun Amity there in that situation, and just like that, a flawless round coming in from Neoteric there. And I gotta say, you know, based off of the stats, they definitely did not seem to be the strongest search and destroy squad, but they're putting up a pretty damn good performance so far.
They absolutely are, and it probably comes to the fact that they have all 5 first bloods in the round. So, I mean, they've dropped 2, and you got to realize when you're finding all those kills and still only have 3 rounds on the board, you have to fix a few mistakes, maybe a few people throwing away their lives. But again, you have Amity who just somehow finds all these. But the new player, S2, 0-4, Yuria 1-4. Only finding that kill in the first round. So very difficult spot, and they actually clear out that P4 area and back Lucian and Zeus up, but it will be Catsy finding that first one onto Sauce. The bomb will go down, and it's going to be a difficult spot for the side of Neoteric, but it's Lucian, again, just putting the pressure on, will find one. S2 also gets off the donut.
Oh yeah, S2 not really having the momentum in his favor this time around. Definitely kind of falling short in this search and destroy. Lucian's beginning to kind of step up here, but as I say that, gets taken down, and Vovin Esports once again tied things up. And again, it is just kind of being a back and forth between both of these squads. Things like Neoteric definitely doing a good job at not just shutting down Amity, but shutting down the entirety of this Vovin team. However, Vovin's still capable of putting up a fairly good performance and just keeping up with the pressure and the oh my goodness, I'm just fumbling some words here, man. But they're really kind of trying to keep in pace here with Neoteric, and they're doing a pretty good job at that. But overall, gotta try and maybe have a little bit of a better performance, find some more kills, get those first bloods in your favor, and again take over the map like you desperately do need to here.
And they get it early. They find 2 kills in Neoteric. You just need to shut this game down. Don't let anybody throw their lives away. And somehow S2 does get away for a second. Might be able to find this one player. Egos, and now it's a 1v2. This would technically be an ace on the round for S2. Can the newcomer somehow find that brilliance? As there's going to be one player all the way in the back, but it's going to be sensitivity, not necessarily having the greatest of game at 3 and 4, but still getting it done. And maybe got that information and, is going to maybe challenge out Sauce, or has a little bit of information. Heard the player, but the reach out was in. Great coverage from the side of Neoteric to close out that round.
Man, I mean, great reads from S2. I would say maybe could have been a little bit more careful with that Chow. He knew sensitivity was in that back position. Probably could have played that a little bit better there in that scenario. But again, Neoteric, again, doing a good job at holding it down in the search and destroy. And the stats were not in their favor here in this situation. You know, they were really not looking good after, you know, to be honest, I was expecting Vovin to run through them here, but no. Amity trying his best, again, proving to everybody that how good of a search and destroy player this guy is, man. 10-5, and still putting up some, you know, great numbers for his squad. Of course, if you would see if maybe Yuria can step it up here, that'd be great. S2 really making a bit of a comeback in the search. Went from having a donut to being a neutral, so great stuff out of him. But again, it's 2v2 now. Lucent with the nade onto S2. It's all up to the Cats now to try and get it done in this 1v2. Gonna find very close gunfight there. Very, very close.
And it's a 1v1 sensitivity versus Catsy, and like you said, it's a defending champ, and Catsy still trying to go big, and no, it's sensitivity, played it slow, pops up, wins the gunfight as Neoteric. 7 first bloods for 5 rounds. Just do not let the other side start to get the bloods, because if you do, I have a feeling they could easily run up 3 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely, again, they're doing a great job. They're holding down their maps. They're playing against Vovin. They're basically just negating their strategies right now, man. Neoteric doing a great job in making sure that Vovin are able to get a lot done on this map. And, you know, generally speaking, you know, again, a bit of a shocking performance here. You would expect Neoteric to not do as well, but look at this. B push once again. Amity almost gets killed off, and if that was the first blood there, that would have been a very horrible start here for the side of Vovin. But Yuria at least able to find Sauce. Yuria is able to find another one here onto Lucent. Can he pick up the third? No, going to get shut down here. And just like that is a 2v3 scenario. Neoteric, if they can get this win, that's going to basically be it for that map number 2, and they're going to tie the series up 1-1. So a massive, massive round here for them. Vovin, however, they're looking to try and get another round in their favor here, try and tie things up and hope to make it over to a round 11 because that's all they can really hope for here. But again, playing it slow, watching for whatever play Neoteric is going to do. Zeus going to start off finding one, and that's going to be the 2v2 now. Sensitivity left in the 1v2. It's all up to Amity.
And finds the freebie added. Is played it slow, played it patient. Again, they got the first blood. They will end up finding the round. But like you said, it was just trades back and forth. And honestly, I didn't like the angle that S2 was trying to hold just the top side window, because immediately he was at the disadvantage when he poked his head out, as both players were watching that exact angle. And if he was maybe holding it, he could have backed them down and at least forced them to think about rewrapping it back to A. Again, it's just the little things that get yourself these wins, and it was Amity playing it safe on that B bomb site. But now, what do you decide to pull out of the hat? Because you have Sensitivity going up top, and it will be Amity who's already trying to get aggressive and maybe trying to find this opening, and it will take down Sensitivity and get another on to Zeus, and this is the playmaker you are looking for. Amity with 3, the takeover potential is clearly there, and now it's Lucian. Give Amity the ace. Will he find? Oh my god. Oh, was that him, or did he have a little help?
No, that was not him. That was not him. I hope so. I hope that was not him. Yeah, no, it was Cats who took him down. Oh my god. Amity stepping it up exactly when you need him there, man. The guy who is pretty much the highest search and destroy KD in this entire league, able to really get it done for his squad here, and is going to bring it over to a round 11. Amity 14-6, doing an outstanding job for his squad right now. Let's see if they can finish it up here in this round 11. Neoteric need to try and figure out what they need to do here to shut down Vovin. But again, with Vovin spawning here, they're going to be just staying in here, man. They know they don't need to be too aggressive. Just have to wait for Neoteric to be the ones to make that first move onto that A side. But again, you know, we're at the point of the search and destroy where nobody is going to want to make a move. No one is going to want to, you know, make any sort of play yet, waiting for the aggressiveness from one side or waiting for that first blood to come in. And Zeus might be able to find it here on this other side of the map if he can pick up Amity. That's going to be an amazing first blood, but maybe not going to be able to be so lucky here.
And Catsy ended up finding a few shots, but Zeus again will find the first blood for Neoteric, and maybe that's the floodgates to open on up. Finds Catsy. Is Amity going to be ready? Yes. Oh, I don't like that S2 got that aggressive. Now 5 in a row, and if he ends up finding one more, I mean, a streak isn't necessarily going to be the best pre-fire Lucian, but he will dolphin dive his way out of dodge, and now you're with S2. Amity, can they get it done? Oh my goodness, I'm not sure what Sauce was watching, but it was absolutely not helping. Amity not going to check the correct angle, and that is difficult for the side of Vovin.
Oh my goodness, but decent. Lucent almost got into a very bad chow there, but S2, no, not going to be able to spot Sensitivity there, and Neoteric are going to take this map number 2. Brought it all the way to a round 11. Vovin trying to really just take over that last part of the map, but nope, Neoteric gonna shut them down here in a surprising fashion. Again, we thought this search and destroy was not gonna be in their favor whatsoever, but never mind, man. I mean, Neoteric really doing some impressive work. Zeus and Sensitivity, of course, being the ones to guide their team through. 11-8 from Zeus, 10-6 from Sensitivity. Outstanding job. Amity 15-7 for the loss. That's got and actually, we just got some news there. That's actually the league record here for this season. So absolutely outstanding job there for Amity in that search and destroy. However, it ended with a loss, and that's gotta kind of sting a little bit there.
I think you were relying on Amity to get another 6.0 KD, and it was only a 2.2. Oh my goodness, the man isn't as good as he says he is. But either way, it was, I mean, if Neoteric dropped that, oh man, you would have been kicking yourself. They had 8 first bloods out of 11, so good thing they closed that one out, because if Amity turned to the left instead of the right, that player I think would have gotten gunned, and then it would have left Sensitivity in that 1v2, a very difficult situation. But I did like the routes and that rewrap that came through. Sensitivity immediately, as his teammate Lucian ended up going back and got tagged up, went underneath. The other player came in through the back route and basically got just a little bamboozlement on S2. Granted, you only had 15 seconds. It would have been difficult to find both kills anyways, but good job for the side of Neoteric, just kind of closing out that Surgeon story, but God, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, it really was not, but I mean, hey man, a win is a win, and they're going to be heading into this control tied up now 1-1. Of course, this control might be where things change up here, man. If we can go ahead and take a look at the maps and modes real quick, before, you know, we head into a break, just to see where we're at now. It is going to be that hotel control that's going to be what we're seeing here, man. And yeah, this is definitely, this could be a toss-up. We don't know who's going to be able to take it, to be honest. I mean, we saw Vovin have a pretty good performance on that hard point, and Neoteric did some great stuff there in that search and destroy. This control could honestly go either way here, man, but to be honest, I mean, Vovin still seemed like the stronger Respawn team. They still had a pretty decent performance, even though they lost. It was around 11, so they were able to bring it back all the way to around 11. So honestly, this could go either way, but I kind of want to see, I kind of thinking that Vovin might be able to take it here, to be honest.
They absolutely could, and be able to retake the lead, because imagine if you came away with that round 11, you probably are looking down the barrel of the gun if you're a Neoteric, but we'll have to find out who takes this map 3 hotel control coming back after this short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from that short break, and feels good to be back heading on into this map 3 as we are hopping right on into it, Kimchi. And this is a series that we kind of expected has that potential to go to the map 5, but not the way that we were expecting, because it was Vovin taking the respawn, and then it was Neoteric taking the search and destroy. So this map 3 is truly a toss-up.
Yeah, it really can go either way here, but Vovin spawning on the attacking side could be in their favor to start things off. But you see Neoteric, they're focusing on this B side just like that, already knowing what Vovin are going to be focusing at here. But just kind of going back and forth here, Vovin losing some players, there Neoteric also losing some players here, but it does seem like it's going to be Sauce who's finding that two-piece, holding it down for his squad, making sure that Vovin doesn't get onto that B side so quickly. But as you can see on the mini-map here, Vovin all 3 members heading over towards that A side. It is going to be loose and trying to hold him down the best he possibly can, but he's just going to get overrun here. And just like that, the progress is beginning to be made on that zone A, and looks like that extra minute on the time is going to be coming into the favor here for Vovin.
And great call up by Katsy, but unfortunately the angle was given up by Amity. And Katsy knew that a player was coming in through the backside, and Amity unfortunately gave it up, and then Zeus just drop shots one player, made it look easy, shades of MW3 in his eyes. But this has been an absolutely incredible defense for the side of Neoteric, and it kind of feels like for the side of Vovin, they're playing a little scattered, they're playing a little loose. They need to tighten up their setups and make sure everybody's on the same page when it comes to those callouts.
Yeah, honestly, but, you know, they're doing a decent job at trying to make sure that Vovin isn't in a comfortable spot. Just, again, putting in constant pressure on them, whether that be on A, whether that be in mid. They're just honestly just making sure Vovin are constantly having to worry about their lives and, you know, obviously worrying about where, you know, the players from Neoterra could possibly be. But look at this, man. They're leaving this mid angle open, and that's going to cause them some problems here. But Lucent, oh my god, finds 3, shuts that push down. 1, 2, 3, just takes them out like that. Nice job there from Lucent. And I got to say, man, having a bit of a step-up performance here after that map 1.
And this is what happens when you have all 4 players shooting back. You start to win some of these rounds or make it a little bit more competitive. As now Vovin, they finally hop onto this point, but guess who? Sauced. He's ready for this one, and I don't think any player is going to be from the side of Vovin. Amity will unfortunately go down, and then S2. 8 and 4 has just been delaying some of the reinforcements that Neoteric have been getting from the spawn, but great job from Sensitivity. Not trying to throw away his life by any means, making sure he's keeping S2 honest as he's trying to find this opening. Doesn't go out, and he will find one player, and now it's a matter of being able to clear out your top and bottom bedroom, and there is one player lurking. Amity's going hunting.
All right, yeah, I mean, obviously, lives are coming into play. Less than 30 seconds remaining on the time here. Now let's see who's going to be able to take it. Vovin holding down the time. S2 on a 6 spree. Definitely doing well once again on these respawns here, but gotta be careful as there's no more lives remaining for the side of Neoteric. Gotta try and see what they can do here. 15 seconds remaining on the clock for them. Gotta try and get Vovin off of this, you know, point, but I mean, I don't think they might be able to here unless something amazing happens. Zeus able to get taken down there, and unfortunately the lives are going to be what comes into play here as Vovin are going to start off nice and hot here in this round 1.
Yeah, just great patience from a lot of their players. I mean, Yuria was holding down the middle. S2, you saw, was just being so annoying in the middle of the map, not allowing himself to go down and just kind of force some of the eyes to lose focus on the front of that hill. And Lucien, I mean, stayed up in top bedroom as long as he could. Unfortunately, it was only a matter of time before the rest of the players from Vovin were able to track him down. And now you find yourself on the attack. Zeus, after finding that beautiful drop shot, sitting at 6 and 10, needs to step it up here. And actually, S2 is on 6 in a row, has earned streaks, in Yuria 2 kills away from earning that glide bomb as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're looking to go crazy here. S2 gonna get taken down off of his streak. If Yura can pick up this cruise, that's gonna be absolutely amazing. Cat's also beginning to streak up here. That is going to also be painful here, but Cat's, oh my god! The body shots and everything, no respect given whatsoever. I mean, they're just trying to play with the mental here of Neoteric, trying to get them to lose full as much as they possibly can, as Cats is gonna be able to get the 6 spree in, gets that cruise missile. Now you have 2 players on the side of Vovin who have the streaks, and that is already looking pretty scary here from Neoteric. Gotta try and figure out what the plan is gonna be here, attacking towards the side as Amity gonna be able to find one, gonna be able to pick up the second just like that. Sensitive, whoa, I don't know what the hell that gunfight was, but Sensitivity at least able to win his gunfight there. And with less than 30 seconds remaining, Neoteric have yet to even take a site.
And they haven't even been able to touch a site, I don't think, because it's been a beautiful setup from Vovin, and Yuria has also stepped up his gameplay, sitting at 11 and 8 finally. A few players will end up dropping, and if you are the side of Vovin, don't overcommit to this site too much, and they're leaving that B site open. Nope, it's number 4. Yuria makes the heads up play, thank the Lord, because if you end up getting a clean wipe while all your players are over at that A site, they will spawn right on that backside hallway and be able to flood onto the B site, but iSauce will find the kill, and that will be the A site cap, so we'll extend it by a minute.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what they really needed there. At least able to make that extra minute on the time happen. Cat still going off, able to find 2, and he is doing some great stuff here. I gotta say, almost everyone besides Amity is doing an amazing job when it comes to the slaying part on the side of Vovin. And a bit of a shocker here, man. I mean, Amity not having that much of a crazy map, but I mean, hey, I guess sometimes you just gotta slow it down, man. I mean, this guy went crazy on the search. Unfortunately, wasn't in their favor. Now needs to kind of cool off here and let his teammates take it over. But so far, Neoteric putting up a good fight, heading into that B side now with the life advantage. Let's see if things can get better for them here as they're beginning to make that progress happen. Vovin, kind of in a bit of a pickle here now.
And that was such unfortunate timing from S2 was holding that, as Lucy was literally on the stair, or on the ladder, and just climbed up so slow and ended up popping out at the right moment. But as we say that, it will be 3 players dead, and now you have 20 seconds. You still have a chance for Neoteric, but you need to start finding the kills, and Sensitivity, he will come out with 2.
Yeah, so far, you know, they're holding it down here. Sensitivity trying to find some kills. The time's not in their favor, however. They gotta try and get these players off from Vovin and hop into that B side. That second tick is gonna come into play here, but now time is gonna really be what's the problem, as it's gonna be Sauce who's gonna have to go absolutely crazy, but no, S2 gonna shut him down. And Vovin, with another round in their favor, gonna take it up to 2-0, and now 1 more round away from map point. I'm sorry, from the victory here. That's got to be something scary here, and Neoteric really need to step it up in these next couple of rounds.
I mean, it's been close rounds. It's just those clutch moments that the side of Vovin have been able to come out with, and that's kind of the biggest thing. And not to mention S2, 19 and 8, 3 kills in a row. And remember, they still have 2 streaks in the back pocket, so they can decide to use them whenever they want. If they want to use 2 on defense or 2 on offense, they can try to get the job done here. And now look at S2 already starting to get aggressive with that dead silence, and might be able to catch out one of these players, and it will be Lucian. And so that will be the A site secured, and maybe going to try to go for a little bit more map control and try to force their hand at the B site, and already can hear one of these players popping up. Again, that's 5. Almost made it 6, and that could have been massive.
It absolutely could have been massive here, man. I mean, Vovin really just doing an absolutely amazing stuff here. And looking at it now, S2 setting up the control kill record here at 29 kills. He is he's at 21 kills. 29 is what he needs to be able to break the record here, or at least tie it up. I mean, S2 on the path to success right now, and I mean, can you imagine breaking a record here if you on your debut match? I mean, absolutely insane stuff coming in from this guy, man. I mean, just a W pickup for Vovin, as he is absolutely taking it over. Already got the second tick on that A side and is looking to just take it over, get that 1 extra minute on the time, and again, finding a lot of these great kills and just, again, doing an amazing job on this map.
And if you end up getting, I think, 1 more tick, you should have the advantage no matter what if it ends up going to the round 5, as Neoteric trying to break, or trying to hold on to this hill. And Amity with a beautiful nade onto Sauce, and this could be the floodgates. He needs to win this gunfight. He takes down Zeus as well, and this could be it. You have all the players around the hill, and you're relying on Lucian to go big. Has done a phenomenal job so far, and S2 is still frying. 23 and 11. Amity through the middle of the map, and now the trades start to come through, so nobody is there as of yet, as Sauce is trying to stay alive.
Yeah, Sauce trying to stay alive here. If he can stay alive a little bit longer, not going to end up happening. Going to get taken down here. Less than a minute remaining on the round clock as Vovin, if they take over this point, it's pretty much going to be over here. That's going to be the 3-0 sweep. Neoteric cannot allow that to happen. Cannot allow Vovin to go up 2-1 against them. That's not where you want to be, especially heading into a hard point. We already know Vovin is the better hard point squad between these two between them and Neoteric, so it's got to be something crazy here on this control if they do want to see it happen. But Yuria with those 2 pieces, again, making it very hard. Amity with the beans also doing some amazing stuff here. And just like that, Vovin hopping onto the time now. S2 in the back, trying to get some coverage here. But Lucent's able to make his way through, and that's going to be 3 down for the side of Vovin. Now, things are looking a bit crazy for them here as there's less than 25 seconds remaining on that round clock. See if they can get it done here, but with 2 kills, might be the case. See if they can get it done soon.
They had that one in the palm of their hand, and I think that it was S2 who gave that call out through the middle of the map, but unfortunately, both of the players lost the gunfight. S2 goes flying out. Oh! So that could be an opening as Yuria comes through the middle of the map, and they can 2-stack this. And now Amity finds another one. Lucian has to go big, try to find this kill, but Yuria is walking over, and this is it. It is a 3-0 in the control for the side of Vovin Esports.
Oh my god, what a shutdown from the side of Vovin, man. They played absolutely outstanding throughout that entire control, and again, it was just very difficult for Neoteric to really get anything done, man. I mean, S2 was popping off, Cats was popping off, Yuria was popping off, Amity, well, surprisingly wasn't popping off. Again, you know, did some great stuff overall, and outstanding performance from the side here of Vovin. Neoteric, man, were just having so much struggle throughout that map and just were not able to really get anything done. And now we're heading into this hard point now, 2-1 in favor of Vovin. And like I said, man, you know, Vovin definitely looks to be the better hard point team, so that's gotta be a bit scary here if you're on the side of Neoteric.
It's all due to the fact that S2 has been probably their best pickup that they could ever have imagined coming on in, replacing Sino, doing a phenomenal job. The respawns have clearly taken a step up to another level, and then when it comes to the side of Neoteric, yeah, it just always feels like one player just isn't having the best game that they need, and now heading on into a map 4, which is going to be Mercado. Rotations are in full effect. You're relying on those P2s and P6s. That is top and bottom Cantina for your squad to be able to come in and lock down a full 60.
Yeah, of course, Mercado is just that rotation hardpoint, man. You gotta be on top of your rotations because you're gonna be going back and forth from one side of the map to another all the time. I mean, there's 8 hills on this map, so if you're not good on your rotations, then that's gonna be very problematic for you, man. And again, we did see, and going back to what you were saying, man, you know, with the players on the side of Neoteric, one player's always doing bad, and there's no like consistency throughout that team, man. It seems like they're just kind of always having that one player having the bad time, and you know, that's not really it's not working out for them. I mean, granted, they won the search and destroy, but it was a very close one. I mean, Vovin almost took it away from them there, but I mean, again, we got to see some more consistency here from the side of Neoteric if they do want to make it to winner's bracket for the playoffs. You know, that's really what the main goal is here. Of course, that's really what both of these teams are playing for. But simply put it, Vovin seems to be the team that is more capable of doing so, as Neoteric just haven't been able to get a lot done in these respawns.
They haven't, and honestly, it hasn't even been close because that map 1, 2, man, it's such a weird scoreline, 210 to 167, and then Search and Destroy was even close, and then a 3-0. Granted, there was a few moments where the side of Vovin was able to clutch up, but still, they always felt like they were just that one play, that one kill ahead of the side of Neoteric, and like we said, heading on into the Mercado, you need everybody to start frying. And one player that's really impressed me from the side of Neoteric has been Sensitivity. He has been consistent throughout this entire series, and not to mention when S2 was sitting in the back, he played fundamentally sound. He literally is like, hey, I know there's a player back here, and right as he would poke out that shoulder, he would tag him in. He's like, yep, he's still there. Don't worry, I got you guys. Unfortunately, the rest of his teammates were not able to find the kills, and then it just was an overwhelming support coming on in from the side of Vovin. And I mean, right now, if you are the side of Neoteric, Kimchi, who are you looking at to step up, or are you just relying on the entire team to at least pull their own weight?
I mean, just based off of what I've been seeing, it feels like Zeus and Sensitivity have been kind of the most consistent players. But again, I don't think Zeus really did that well in that control, to be honest, if I remember correctly. Generally speaking, I don't think anyone on the side of Neoteric did too well. You know, I mean, they didn't play absolutely, you know, garbage or anything like that. They when it came to the stats, at least they didn't do too bad, but I mean, you know, again, they just were not able to get a lot done. And the KDs, they were able to get kills, but they were not able to get map control, and that's really what's kind of concerning here, especially heading into Mercado. But I mean, I guess to answer your question here, man, I kind of do need to see all 4 members really stepping it up and really taking it over, man. I mean, that's really what they need to, you know, what needs to be happening here if they do want to see this map 4 in their favor, and if they do want to bring it over to a map 5. We got to see them really improve on these hard points right about now, and it's pretty much now or never for them.
It's do or die time. Be in the winners or have a chance at it, or go right down to losers in a 3-1 loss to the side of Vovin. But it starts here, and one guy that just came out swinging in that control, it was iSauce, but immediately his flame died out. So it was just a short burst. It was an ember, and it's Lucian. He has done probably the best out of the past 2 maps, and you're looking at him to also try to find his groove and rhythm. Oh my goodness, Amity. I don't know what happened after map 2, but it feels like he's been missing a few more of his shots.
Yeah, I mean, so far, Amity definitely did not have the greatest control performances. Maybe have just trying to, you know, slow down, have his teammates take it over for him. And again, they got the 3-0 sweep, so I mean, that's pretty much what I'm expecting to be the case there. But I mean, again, if Amity can step it up here, you know, and if all 4 cylinders from the side of Vovin can really do an amazing performance here, that's going to definitely do wonders, and that's basically going to close out for them in this series. But let's see if things can go. Sensitivity kind of doing a lot of good work here, 4-1 already. You know, it's having a pretty decent start, but he's got to try and keep it going here. Sensitivity finds another 2-piece. Oh my goodness, great stuff overall. And Neoteric having this next rotation in their favor is definitely going to be a big one here.
And Sensitivity, 7-1 start. You wanted a player or the entire team to step up, but it is just plainly this man, because he also is just playing on it feels like 10 or 12 sensitivity across the board, and now you're trying to find one final break, and it's Catsy to open up with 2, and Andy somehow just hops into the point. It's like, oh, hey, I guess there's nobody home. Ends up taking down 1, almost snags the second, but that's a big 20 seconds for the side of Neoteric, as they can extend this one essentially to a 50-55 point lead. iSauce will just kind of play it patient. Catsy trying to go one for one. Doesn't necessarily need to chow this player out, but ends up going
trying to find him.
And will get 5 seconds for it and a few body shots on top of it. I'm not sure how I feel about that one early.
I mean, I feel like Cats should have just focused more on, you know, the rotation to this next tail. It felt like he kind of took a bit of time. But, I mean, hey, they're still capable of holding it down. They still have the rotation in their favor here. So I guess that's not something that Catsy really needed to worry about. Also picks up a nice little 2-piece on the way over. So that's great stuff to start things off heading into this next rotation. Vovin obviously did not have the hottest of starts here, but they're going to bring it back, and they're going to maybe even take the lead here if they are able to hold it down. And from what I can tell, yeah, they're capable of doing that. They're literally pushing Neoteric as far as possible away from this point and grabbing a massive amount of time here. The break's going to need to happen soon. Lucid with a very nice nade onto Uria, but again, looks like this hill is going to be entirely in the favor of Vovin as they do take the lead. But Neoteric focusing on P4, this could be another big money hill for them if they're able to hold down for the full 60. I think this is definitely kind of going to go all the way here, in my opinion, just based off of how this is starting.
Yeah, it could absolutely go the distance, but Catsy making the heads-up play, trusted in his teammates, and made sure that they were able to lock that last one down for a full 60, and it was an immediate lead change. But Neoteric, they have been here since the start of this Barber Hill, and nobody's getting a haircut for free in their eyes, as it's going to be S2 coming out, finding one, and maybe through the middle of the map, they're going to find successes. The nade, it will blow open those doors. Lucian, can he find one, maybe 2 of these players? Is starting to feel the pressure, but S2 already coming in with streaks. Oh my goodness, I don't know how he stayed alive as long as that, but Sensitivity still try to keep his team in this game.
I mean, they almost lined up for him there, man. I mean, that would have been that would have been an absolutely crazy highlight there. But either way, Neoteric still holding it down. Sensitivity 13-5 again, doing an outstanding job here so far for his squad. And then looking at Vovin, S2's 13-4, also trying to copy the performance here of Sensitivity. I mean, these guys are going back and forth against each other, man. But again, it is just kind of just been a back and forth game between both of these squads in general, man. Neoteric trying to pull it up, trying to get this map victory in their favor here. However, Vovin not making it easy for them whatsoever. And I gotta say, man, Neoteric, they're definitely looking to try and improve here. And I kind of want to see what their comms are sounding like. So how about we go ahead and head into this listening on the side of Neoteric and see what those comms are sounding like here, as it is looking to be a very competitive game against Vovin.
Ready? He's hitting mid, P1.
He went tunnel, I think.
Rotate new.
Yeah, let's get a full 60.
He's already new.
Dead?
He's already new. Nice. That's a huge kill right there.
What's up?
Tunnel. He's hitting back door. Nice.
Tunnel dead.
One cross hedges.
Top. Weak. Taco's weak.
I spawn back longer.
TK.
That means one more has to be here.
He's by hedges. Side. Nice. I got full mid control.
Yo, make him tell you.
ATM dead. Another one dead.
I'm watching back banana. I'm watching banana right now.
Okay, just.
I have back alley.
Nice. Four down. No, going barber side 2 and 2 tunnel and 1 hedges.
I got back alley.
Made him tunnel.
2 tunnel.
2 tunnels all.
No, there's 2 back alley. Two.
Back alley tunnel all.
Back from that listening, I mean, Kimchi, I don't know about you, but there was a lot of dead air that I did not like, and really the only one calling on out. And somehow, though, Vovin, they are down by only 20 points, and you're here.
Yeah, you're lagging there, but I'm gonna try and take it over here up until you come back. Yeah, I mean, Vovin, you know, they're doing some impressive stuff here. I mean, 19-7 from S2, but Neoteric putting up a very, very good fight overall. And yeah, I mean, the comms are a little bit, they're a little bit dead, but I mean, their performances overall are very impressive, man. You know, they're doing an amazing job. Sensitivity especially has been doing an outstanding job, still keeping it going. 17-8 right now. Surprised this guy does not have a cruise missile already in the back, but again, they're taking it over. The lead is beginning to grow in their favor here as we head into the second set of rotations. I mean, Neoteric could try and take it if they continue to be on top of the rotations as they have been. This definitely can still go into their favor. This might be their map that they desperately need heading into this map 5. But I mean, again, Neoteric doing an outstanding job here on their rotations.
They absolutely are, and I hope you can hear me clearly now. Maybe I was just sitting a little bit too far away from my mic, but what I was pointing out was, for the side of Neoteric, there was a lot of dead air when it came to their comms, and I wasn't necessarily a fan of it. As Zeus, he was the only one really calling anything out until somebody died. You need to be more proactive than reactive, but when you have a player that's 8-15, there's a reason why the scoreline is not necessarily too lopsided as it is, but it was at one point. Vovin, they need Yuria to start stepping it up here.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I mean, Yuria really just struggling right now. I mean, 9-16 with only 20 seconds on the hill. I mean, you gotta do something there, man. Either grab some hill time or start getting some kills. Play like a rat. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. You gotta try and get something done because you're not doing your team any favors here. But Volvin's still trying to keep it alive, still trying to keep this going. And that's really all you can ask for here, man. They're trying to keep it, you know, a competitive game in their favor here as Bazoo's holding them down here on this P2. Oh, trying to pull out the knife, trying to be sneaky, but not going to work out in his favor. However, his teammates are going to be able to pick up the trade for him and are going to be set up for this next hill, and this is going to be very crucial for them. I don't think they're going to win off of this, but they will be very, very, very close if they are able to pull this off.
And they're needing to find these kills desperately. They need to work quick and fast as Yuria will take this route and should be able to get sniffed out. But no, it's Zeus who ends up falling. And now it's going to be Yuria in a 1v1 against Lucian. And Lucian will go big. He is 16 and 17, but sensitivity again, 24 and 12. The man is double positive, and we are heading back to the elephant room. And this is where Vovin, they were able to lock down this one for a full 60. Granted, you will not be that close to winning the game, but you're going to shorten up that score line as Neoteric. They're only going to be, what, I think 17, 18 seconds away from pulling out the dub.
Yeah, 18 seconds, man. That's all they really need here. So really all they need is this break, and it's going to be happening now as they are finding all of these players from the side of Vovin. A very, very quick break coming in. They even had the early rotation, so I'm not sure what happened there, but Zeus, if he could stay alive for these next few seconds, that would be amazing. S2 gonna have to really make a play of the century here, and he absolutely does. Able to find a massive two-piece, and that's going to allow Vovin to come into this hill. However, sensitivity gonna pick him off. Not time going in favor here for Vovin, but they'll be able to quickly get it done. That's another kill coming in for sensitivity. Make that a third. Yuria gonna have to go in massive here to try and keep this game alive, but he's not gonna win that crucial gunfight. And oh my goodness, Neoteric with a dominant map 4 performance here, and they're gonna tie the series up once again 2-2, making our way over towards this map 5.
You were talking about S2 needing to make the play of the century. He absolutely does, but guess what? His teammates just straight up failed him in that hole. They had everybody there, and guess what? They challenged out. I think Catsy like slid right into his Semtex at the end and basically threw his life away. Yuria goes out and challenges sensitivity, loses that gunfight. So, I mean, if you're S2, you did everything you could to try to hold on in and at least make that game a little bit more manageable. Unfortunately, I mean, they were really only 5 seconds away, so it was only a matter of time. But now heading on in to the El Asilo Search and Destroy, you need your submachine guns to pop off. And honestly, S2 showing that he can make those plays, but Lucian, he has been impressive the second half of this series.
Yeah, man, I mean, a humongous step up there. I mean, I guess he just was not warm at all in that map number 1. But he just turned it up in these last few maps, man, and he's been doing an amazing job. Sensitivity has been just doing God's work with his AR, and he's just been really doing amazing stuff for his squad here as well. And, you know, I mean, they're overall playing very well as a team, man. They're fixing up a lot of things, and, you know, they're learning very quickly on how they want to play against Vovin here. However, the Search and Destroy, I mean, again, another map that could really go into either team's favor. I mean, Neoteric did a pretty good job in that, you know, Search and Destroy in Fortress. But again, it was Vovin who were able to bring it back all the way to map 5. So they're a very competent Search and Destroy team in their own way. However, obviously, Fortress and El Asilo are very, very different maps. So the playstyle is definitely going to be very different here for sure. So let's see who's going to just generally be able to kind of, you know, perform well. I mean, maybe Neoteric was just a good Fortress Search and Destroy team. We'll have to see about that.
We'll have to wait and see, as it was 8 first bloods for them in that map too. So if you're the side of, I mean, Vovin, you need to stop getting blooded. That's the only thing, and it wasn't necessarily Amity, and you just need everybody to step up together, and they just were not doing that. It just felt like Amity has been trying to carry the team in the Search and Destroy, and you're really relying on him to have that 6.0 KD, but when you have a 2.0, guess what? You did it when you got to around 11, even when getting blooded that many times, so he did everything that he could. This is really going to be an interesting map. I like when the submachine guns just completely take over in that A site. Make sure that you don't necessarily need to go to that field side. It's bullying them out like Atlanta FaZe do to every single team on this map.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, with a map like El Asilo, you have your two big large lanes, your left lane and your right lane, and you got that building in the middle that's pretty much perfect for close quarter gunfights. And yeah, SMGs can really do a lot of wonders here when you're trying to push towards that bomb site. But you got to be very careful because obviously, you know, if you're trying to focus so much on that inside in that building, you know, trying to make your way into that building and make sure that you clear everything out, you got to be careful, man, because obviously if you're not paying attention to those two left-right large lanes, you can pretty much easily get flanked and pinched, and that's just kind of something you got to worry about here for sure. But I mean, again, based off of what we're seeing here, man, Neoteric, they stepped it up, and I'm expecting them to really do well in the search and destroy. Vovin have just kind of slowed down a lot since the beginning of this series, and I think are beginning to kind of lose a lot of steam here. So unless they do some impressive stuff here in the search and destroy, Neoteric are pretty much looking to go all the way and just take it over.
Yeah, they're looking to secure that winner's bracket. Let's actually talk about the maps that kind of have came throughout this series. And you know, for anybody just tuning on in, we'll give a quick recap as the maps are presented by Get Good Technologies. As we had that Embassy Hardpoint map 1, it went down to the time as it was 210 to 167. Fortress was 6-5, Hotel was at 3-2, and then Mercado shot 250 to 139. As we are finally here, we are loading on in to the map 5 El Asilo. Kimchi, what are your final predictions for this one?
I mean, like I said, man, Neoteric have really impressed me throughout this series. Again, they started off slow, but they were able to pick up the pace and have been able to make it all the way towards the map 5. Vovin haven't been too impressive here. I think they could still put up a decent fight, but again, Neoteric are just running at them at full steam ahead. You know, their momentum is really on top right now, and I gotta say, man, you know, they're definitely looking to take it away from Vovin here. Of course, both teams playing for that winner's bracket spot, and that's going to be massive for them here, man. Do not want to start off in loser's bracket for playoffs. That's what they're looking to do here, but Yuria with that first blood able to start things off here. Did not have a very impressive map number 4, so we're looking to definitely see him step things up here as he's at least able to find that first blood for his squad.
It's a big first blood because only getting 3 the last time, getting 1 right off the rip has got to feel good. The one player you have to slow down is sensitivity. Amity, he is trying to take a gunfight, but it is Yuria who actually gets the read. So now you're in a 2v4 situation if you're the side of Neoteric. And, ooh, Zeus, few good shots as he will take down Yuria. Now, you kind of just need to play this one slow. If you are Vovin, just throw a few shoulders. Don't throw your life away, and maybe have your players start to regroup to the middle of the map. But you can see Zeus trying to maybe find out Amity as he's still holding that angle. That is so frustrating. S2 sitting in on the point.
3-2 right now, man. Zeus able to find another massive kill there, but you got to be careful. Look at the flank. That's what I was talking about. Cats coming in, picking up that easy 2-piece. And like I had said, if you're not watching out for those big old lanes, you can easily get pinched. And that's exactly what we saw here. Cats pulling off an amazing flank, able to win that first round for his squad, and a nice little start there for the side of Vovin. I mean, I kind of like the play Yuria did there at the beginning, pushing through, getting those first two kills, pushing through, looking to gain some more map control here. And if he won that game, if he won that 1v1 against Zeus, honestly, you know, this would have been a lot easier of a round for Vovin. But either way, they still got that first round in their hand, and now let's see if they can maybe pick up another one here, or if Neoteric are looking to just absolutely tie things up here.
And they're starting to maybe work their way on to this A site, but guess what? It's Amity, and Lucian finds another one, but Amity will get his second on the round, and Zeus maybe trying to find a route, but it's actually a beautiful nade that comes on in and will back him down. So now you're sitting in a 2v3 retake, 2 ARs versus the machine gun. I'm not sure what Katsy was watching, but Amity gets smoked, and Yuria now left in the 1v2, and you are in very difficult spots as Sensitivity is just pre-firing every single angle. I think Yuria is just playing this one extremely slow, and I like the play call.
I mean, I think that was one of the most beautiful 2-pieces I've ever seen from Sensitivity, and he's able to pick up the third there. Oh my god. Absolutely amazing. Nice retake there from Neoteric. I think it was like, what, a 2v3 there? Nice job overall. Great teamwork, and they're going to be able to pick up this round, tie things up. Great job overall. And I gotta say, man, Sensitivity still playing very well. Again, just doing absolutely God's work with that AR in his hand. And again, just proving that he is a capable enough player, able to really guide his team to success, and is looking to do so here heading into this next round of Search and Destroy.
I just not sure what Katsy was watching. Basically just a freebie for Sensitivity, and then Amity unfortunately peaked a little bit too wide with the shoulders, and It's going to be tied up at 1 apiece, and immediately S2, though, has been a staple for this squad. Unfortunately, 0-2 start. Sensitivity finds another kill, and it's going to be Yuria trying to get aggressive, and now you have all the map control you can try to get, but S2 an off angle will take down Lucian. Beautiful stuff. Cassie takes down Zeus, and Sauce realized that he was put himself into a tough spot, and then it's Amity cleaning up the rest, and Vovin, wow, they just cleaned that round up quick.
Nice job there overall. You know, they definitely punished Neoteric there for trying to be a little too aggressive, trying to make their way onto that bomb site, and they were just able to lock them down, man, force them into very uncomfortable situations, and just pick them off one by one. Great play there from Vovin as they take the lead once again. And, you know, Amity kind of taking in a little bit of a slower position, definitely holding it in the back a little bit more, waiting for those plays towards that, again, that field side, that alley side from the side of Neoteric, and just was waiting for that player to come in and push him, man. Great stuff overall. But let's see if they can do you know, if they can pick up another round here. Of course, Amity, this is supposed to be his search and destroy. This is supposed to be his mode, man. Search and destroy is supposed to be where he is the best at. And, you know, so far, it's so good for the side of Amity. But, again, it's not over just yet, as Neoteric can definitely pick things up here.
And if you're not seeing anything through this left side for Amity, you maybe start to think about, hey, the field side might be open, and no, it is just everybody stacked in on that point. This is going to be a difficult spot. But look at the boomstick. Yuria's getting aggressive with the snipe, something you don't see very often. Nope, he is out. The man is just flying across the screen and right into the line sight of Zeus as Cassie gets so wins the gunfight, though. Amity takes down Sensitivity, and now they are immediately going to B.
I gotta say, man, that would have been an insane read out of Zeus there. But I gotta say, you know, it's Cats who's been doing really well here in the search to start things off. Oh no! Oh no, the nade! That did not work out for them in their favor. That weakened them. S2 able to pick up a very quick and easy 2-piece. Just like that. Oh, that is gotta be unfortunate there, man. I mean, they just died almost instantaneously, you know, heading up against S2. But wow, I mean, Vovin really picking it up here. Kind of the performance we expected out from map number 2. But either way, man, again, they're doing a great job shutting down Neoteric, as so far they're not doing so hot. Sauce 0-4 right now. Having the donut needs to step things up here for his squad.
He absolutely does, but I'm not sure if anybody is familiar with the ESPN. Come on, man, because that is exactly what happened when Lucian stuck that nade. I think ended up weakening Sauce and himself for an easy 2-piece, as S2 is on 3 in a row. Catsy 3 in a row. Amity sitting at 2 as well. And they are playing this one slow, but you can tell the side of Neoteric, they're trying to find this player over towards B, but Amity is being so annoying. All he's doing is bobbing and weaving. His quads have got to be burning. The exercise is clearly paying off, and then a beautiful stun will actually drop right before that trophy will hit. So already it's one aggression, but S2 smokes Sauced, and unfortunately he got sauced on.
Yeah, sauced on indeed. I mean, that was just an absolutely gross play there. And Yuria with the snipe, able to find Zeus. Sensitivity left on his lonesome in the 1v4. And man, they are not having any sort of luck whatsoever. Sensitivity at least able to find Yuria. Maybe try and make things a little bit easier for him, but not going to last very long. Vovin with another round in their favor, going up 4-1. And I gotta say, man, you know, it definitely seemed like Neoteric was just a really good Fortress Search and Destroy squad here, because, man, they are getting smoked here in El Asilo.
And it's been some, I think, difficult gunfights. I mean, you've kind of had a few situations where it could have gone the way of Neoteric, but again, and they kind of got bailed out in that one round by Sensitivity, finding the freest double that he'll probably ever get. But Vovin, like you said, they are just a well-oiled machine. And when everybody steps up, guess what? They are dominating this search. And it's not just Amity. It's Catsy. It's S2. But guess who's on the other end? Zeus and Sensitivity. Those are the 2 players you're looking out for if you are the side of Vovin, if you want to shut down Neoteric.
Yeah, honestly, man. I mean, again, it has just been some difficult stuff here as Zeus and Sensitivity have been trying their best to keep their team afloat, but it's just Lucid and Sauce have not been able to put up any sort of numbers here. Gotta see something going on as that's like, just like that, Neoteric able to take that round there. I didn't even realize what was happening, but either way, Neoteric at least gonna find a round, gonna slow down Vovin just a little bit here. But of course, Vovin only one more round away from getting to map point and series point here in the Search and Destroy. Gotta see if they can maybe bring it back a little bit, reel it in, maybe see if they can find some more rounds in their favor here. And Sauced, again, and Lucent, I'm going to throw him in there as well, need to go insane. I mean, combined together, they're about, what, 1 in 10? I mean, that is just absurd. Gotta try and get it together, man. Find some kills, step it up, man. I mean, Lucent, really, we were expecting him to have a better performance, but obviously, it's just not happening. Sauce also really not doing so well here, man.
This man is not Sauce Gardner, just a football reference for anybody out there, as it is Catsy finding the first blood once again for Vovin, and they have not dropped around when they have gotten that first blood, or maybe they have, as they're still getting it done, and Yuria with the snipe, the MDPR 3,000, or 300, I thought it was 3,000. But it is now a 2v4, and you have Sauce and Sensitivity, so make that a 1v4 essentially, as it is the side of Vovin looking to be one more round away from match point, as Yuria's going to get that information. Somebody's trying to hunt him down.
Yeah, he knows exactly what's going on, and is just going to push back, knows that he's not going to be fit for the gunfight. S2 going to pick up Sauce once again. The Sensitivity by his lonesome in the 1v4 scenario. Again, not a lot can be done here, as you have 3 players that are searching for him. They know exactly where he's at. And Vovin, bring it up now, 5-2. One more round away from closing out this series and securing winner's bracket here on playoffs. It's going to be a miracle here for the side of Neoteric if they do want to try and bring it back into their favor here, man. I mean, this Search and Destroy, I mean, again, kind of what we were expecting to see on that map number 2 when they went up against Vovin, man. You know, this is kind of the performance we were expecting to see. But man, I mean, it is just kind of unfortunate. You were playing so well in those last couple of maps, and it's just not, you know, this is just not coming into your favor, man. It really isn't.
And it's not what we were expecting to see, but what we are is the fact that Sauce, he's potentially looking to join the agency, since there is a freebie in that last movie, as we all know of, or maybe you don't, so spoiler alerts for everybody out there. But Vovin, they are just one round away from being able to close this series out and secure themselves winner's bracket. But I love this setup by Neoteric. It is perfect, as it gets to a 3v3, so they did find that first blood, but look who is in the best position possible. It's going to be Sauce. It's a matter of when his timing is going to become crucial, as if he peeks out this window, he's going to get so much information, because number 4 has no idea. 2 players are creeping their way on in, and oh, he wants to throw this shoulder. He needs to throw this shoulder, but no, he stays down. But here comes number 5. Will S2 get this read? Oh, he at least gets the information.
He knows where Sensitivity is at now. Now Sensitivity has to move away from his position in order to avoid getting killed off here. Oh my goodness, my camera almost followed once again, but I was able to catch it. Less than 20 seconds remaining on the round clock here. Neoteric so far having a bit of a strong defense, not allowing Vovin to really get anything going here. Yuria trying to find the snipe, but it's not going to be given to him so easily. 5 seconds remaining. Oh, but S2 going to get taken down. Amity not going to be able to get the bomb planted down, and Neoteric keep the Search and Destroy alive for just one more round. And I gotta say, it is definitely going to be something amazing if they're able to pull something off here.
And it was big for Sauce, because he does find his first kill of the map, and it really secured them that round, because that bomb goes down. You are sitting in a very tough spot if you are the side of Neoteric, because you had 2 players who were pushed out all the way field, and if Sauce ends up going down, you have no information on the other member. So would have had a long trek before you got into that bomb site. But now it's 3-5. Do you have the guts, the glory to come back and secure this map by win? As S2, he gets caught sleeping lucid. He goes on in and smokes them. They completely take over this site.
Great start here, and Zeus able to find Amity. That's it. Cats and Yuria, last two remaining here. And look at this. They're going to try and push from the back. Yuria able to find two with the sniper. Oh my goodness. Did things just turn around? No, you're gonna get taken down. Cat's the last man standing, and Neoteric still keep it alive. I gotta know, was that a collat? Did he literally collat there?
I don't think it was a collat. I think he ended up just sniping and taking another player down, so I think it was more of a read than a collateral. But either way, if he found a third one, that would have just been ludicrous. But you win 2 back-to-back rounds, and they are big ones for the side of Neoteric, because everybody is starting to get into the back of their minds. They could potentially drop this one as Vovin. Can they close it out? Amity, 4-3, has not been able to find a kill the past 2 rounds. So they're relying on him to potentially make a play, but guess who? It's going to be Sust. He has found 1 kill in the past 2 rounds, but unfortunately, Amity, he reads it perfectly. Bomb goes down. 3v4 retake. This is for the map.
Ah, man, I mean, I get what Sust's trying to do there, but unfortunately just got bad timing. Oh, Yuria almost gets the kill onto Zeus. Zeus in a very bad position, got double stunned. Lucid, however, at least gonna even things out. Finds Amity. They have this positioning in their favor, but it's less than 30 seconds remaining. Sensitivity gonna get taken down. That is not a player you want to see go down whatsoever. It's all left up to Zeus in the 1v3. He finds one. Can he pick up the second? No. Yuria able to leave, run away with his life. 13 seconds remaining on the round clock here. Zeus gonna have to go in for the defuse, and it's safe to say that's not gonna be happening. Vovin Esports able to take the map 5, go up 3-2, and are able to be the victors here in this series.
And a big series for them, because they will end up securing that winner's round. And unfortunately for the side of Neoterra, they fall 2 rounds short. But the one thing I do want to point out, 6 first bloods, 6 rounds for the side of Vovin, is they show that they are not just relying on Amity. Everybody was positive, so great stuff. Making that adaptation, and like you said, maybe it was just Neoteric that Al Bagra Fortress was their map, but unfortunately they were not able to get out in the Alasilo.
Yeah, I mean, I think they still kept it pretty close, even though they were kind of getting steamrolled in the beginning there. They definitely were close to bringing it back, but unfortunately, again, it just wasn't in their favor in that scenario, was just kind of getting outplayed for the side of Vovin. Neoteric just having some trouble here and just were not able to finish it out. Unfortunate to say the least. They definitely were able to have a very competitive series overall. Maybe if they had a bit of a better start, you know, this could have been good for them, but I mean, I gotta say, you know, Vovin, they definitely did it, man. They definitely proved to be the better team here overall and have made their placement towards that winner's bracket. However, Neoteric, you know, even though they're in loser's bracket, I can see them doing some amazing stuff either way. I mean, they definitely seem to be a pretty good squad, but let's just hope they can, you know, kind of get through this loss and prepare themselves for playoffs.
Yeah, prepare themselves, because they're going to be in a very difficult situation when it comes to who they're going to play in that first round. I mean, either way, it's going to be a gauntlet for them all the way through losers, trying to make it to the grand finals. But again, you just need to kind of step it up in a few ways, and maybe iSauce wasn't necessarily didn't have the best series, so you need him to step it up when it comes down to it. And let's actually take a look once again at the standings, and we can kind of talk about it here real quick before we sign on off, as this is presented by Obscure Technologies. As you can see in the Alpha Division, it is Mist 3-0, 9-2 map count, and then NACAL / New York 2-1, Torn 1-2, and then we can see it in Group B. It is Treaty 3-0, 9-0 map count. The biggest thing for them, they have secured that #1 seed, and then Vovin, they have secured the #2 as they sit at 2-1 with a 6-5 map count. Neoteric, they're in the playoffs, but the losers round.
Yeah, very unfortunate to say the least here, man. Treaty 1 Gaming, however, we got to talk about them. They've pretty much been undefeated throughout their entire run here in this league and in this season. So they're definitely looking pretty good here. But we have to see how they'll be able to perform here against all the other teams that aren't in their group, obviously. So that's definitely something to look forward to here. Nola Flight, another squad that's looking pretty good. Them and Team Mist both tying in their records so far in what we're seeing here. And, you know, 2 other teams that definitely look competent as well. But yeah, man, I mean, again, you got a lot of teams, they played their hearts out, but again, unfortunately, some of them were not able to make it, and some of them are going to have to start off in that loser's bracket. Like I said, I'm hoping Neoteric has a bit of a run there, because they definitely are a squad that's capable of doing so. But of course, there's so much talent in this league, in this season. We got to see if they're even capable of doing it, man, because my God, there's just a lot of amazing players here.
Yeah, they absolutely is, but this is going to be the end of the stream. Kimchi, it's been a pleasure casting with you, as it will be the side of Vovin closing it out in a 3-2 fashion in a round 10. Almost got to the round 11. Would have been incredible, as this stream and the headquarters was presented by Grill It. Kimchi, do you have any final words for everybody out there?
I mean, yeah, I gotta say, man, you know, both squads played their hearts out, and I cannot wait to see what they're both capable of here heading into playoffs. And, of course, just to kind of speak on my terms, if you do want to, you know, catch me on my social medias, I'm very active on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch for more casts by myself. And also be sure to go follow me on my YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and any other social media platform that you can, you know, pretty much, I'm pretty much in all of them, man. So, you know, be sure to go check me out there. And yeah, man, that's pretty much going to be it for me on my side of things.
Absolutely, and yeah, mine is also down at the bottom. It's just Graph the Giraffe for everything. But once again, congratulations to the side of Vovin as they close out in a 3-2 fashion against Neoteric, and they secured that winners round 1. My name is Graph the Giraffe, here with Kimchi Dagoon, signing off for now.
Yeah.
I gotta be careful, because Benji, you know, he's trying to get that kill. Never mind.
Making it so that if they try to go for aspect here at the end, quick transfer, expect them to the iconic legends.
Wasn't expecting anything less coming in from him. And you also gotta look at Iconic here, man. This guy's already on a 4 spree looking to get that
Mentality to try and hold on and this round if you can.
From the side of Natural Talent, Hype Esports, they're just going to rush on in, Ryan, and shoot at every single...
So far, not the case. Night Marchers, they have controlled it themselves. Looking to find his way forward, finds the first and the second. Not quite the third just yet. The time still sticking in the favor of the Night Marchers. As